Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the next step in our short introduction series on how to get started with a tree analyzer. So what we did so far is to pass the data to the PIO solver, read the results, interpret what these numbers means, and now we want to get a deeper insight into the single nodes. So we switch to the Node Analyzer tab, and here you have some different areas to look at. The first area is the navigation area. Here you can navigate through the different nodes of our tree, and I will explain later on what this means. You see here that we have 14 nodes in our tree, so you can just select the node you're interested in, and then you can say move, and then you will see what happens at this node, but I will explain it later on. The strategy inspector shows you what happens on the current node. And the current node, root number 0, is actually the starting point where the out of position player has a decision to make. And he can either check or he can bet. And you see that he's checking in 61.5% and betting in 38.5%, and this is roundabout like rounded numbers of what you see here. This is with 2 decimals. So he's betting 38.48%, checking 61.52%. And here you see the range chart on the range inspector. You see the board and you see the ranges, which currently are simply the starting ranges of the out of position player and the in position player. So these are the ranges we were defining to start with. And here in this white gray chart you see the equity distribution of the active player. So the active player is the out of position player, whose decision point it is, and he has, we remember, around about 256 combos. And those 256 combos are here on the x-axis, and you see like the fraction of his range and the equity against the total in-position player's range. So what that means in detail I will explain later on in some other videos. For now, or for those who are already comfortable with equity distribution, you can see the chart of the equity distribution range versus range here in this chart. In the next two lines you see the combos of the ranges, and you have some buttons here that let you easily navigate through the tree. So you see that the out of position player currently has two different options. He can either bet 150 or he can check. And with these buttons, these next action buttons, you can navigate through the tree and look at any single node and see what happened there. So let's just do this and let the out of position player simply bet 150. So we take this 150 bet action here and see what happens. So click on the bet 150. Then the range of the out of position player will get gray, and you see that here something changed. So some combos disappeared. So this means that what remains here is the actual current betting range of the out of position player. Now it gets gray because the in position player has the decision point, and now the in position player has a decision to make. And you see in 8% he is raising all in 42.4% he is calling, and in 49.4% he is folding. And this is the entire range because he didn't do anything so far. This is his range equity distribution from this range against the betting range of the out of position player. And here are the combos, and here are the next buttons, which you can see here in the chart. And for example, if you want to know, like say here's our board, and you see like for example Queen 10 is a bluff combo here, or King 8. And you want to see what the equity of Queen 10 for the out of position player to bluff with is. So you just go to the combo inspector here, choose the out of position player, go to the Queen 10 combo, which is somewhere down here, Queen 10 for example, and you see that the EV currently is like 15.76% and the equity is 3.15%, which means we surely have no equity once we get called against this range because it's a pure bluff. And given our fold equity and our rest equity, we have like an EV of around about 15.76%, which probably roots some of the EV roots from the villain just giving up once we check and checking behind, and we still have some showdown value with Queen High and so on and so forth. Yeah, but this is what happens here in the combo inspector, so the number of combos, the fraction of the parent range, and so on and so forth. And that way you can easily navigate through the tree and look at any single node and understand what happens inside the node, what ranges are fighting against each other, what equity distribution have those ranges, and yeah, how to interpret the results. In one of the next videos I will give you a more advanced example of a turn situation or a turn scenario where we will go into a more complex actual hand scenario and talk more deeply about what these numbers means and how to interpret and all that stuff. But yeah, this video series was just aimed to get you started and to give you a short insight on how to get a tree created and pass it to the Pio solver and get the results back to the tree analyzer. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and you have fun with the tree analyzer. Have a nice time, good luck, and see you later. Bye bye.